Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Wetzel, and I channel information from the Akashic Records. And we're moving into April 2025. And I don't know how you guys feel, but dang, March was a kicker. I mean, it was a tough one. And there's a lot of energy coming in between all of the planetary aspects, the eclipse, and just what was happening on Earth. Um, lots of chaos going on the Earth right now. Um, March basically was meant to be I'm seeing it's almost like a dust storm. It was meant to kind of stir everybody up. And, some people that are a little bit further down the path, it may not have affected them as much as some other people. But if you kind of recognized that you found yourself in a little bit of upheaval, then recognize that you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And that's what March was all about. April is going to be slightly different. And I'm going to ask the Akashic Records Masters now to give us a prediction or what they can see is coming into April 2025 with the energy pattern. What we want you to know and what we want you to see is that April will be a change in the current. And what you'll begin to recognize is that people have worked to get their feet more up underneath them. And April will create the opportunity for more of an equal balance. Basically, what they mean by that is that, March kind of ripped the rug out from underneath us. Towards the end of March, and then going into April, and for the next several weeks in April, we're going to find that we're going to get used to what's going on, a little bit used to the energy that has been implemented in all of us, and the changes and everything that's going on around the world, and they're calling in the earthly nature. So what they're saying is that we, after getting knocked down, now we're getting back up again, and we're kind of getting our feet back underneath us, and our heads are clearing. They're saying April will be a month for more clear cognizance, meaning that our cognitive abilities are going to be more clear than what they've been. They're saying actually over the last 3 to 4 years. So what we want you to see is that the cognitive ability within humans is advancing to a state of precognition. And so what we're saying and what we want you to understand is that more individuals will find the ability to connect with the vibrational frequency on a telepathic nature, on the telepathic wavelength. And they're saying what you'll begin to find is that as you begin to clear your minds and as the dust begins to settle, basically from the last 6 months now is what they're saying. The last 6 months, they're saying about September of 2024 until today, there's been a lot of shaking going on with people, and I'm seeing like somebody has somebody by the shoulders and they're shaking them back and forth. There's been lots of shifting and changing that have been taking place within the human physical body. And what we want you to see is that the energy patterns are being more acclimated to than what they've been. The mind is clearing so that it has more clear cognizance. The energetic patterns that's being emitted to the earth is becoming more acceptable to the human body. You'll find there's going to be less body aches. There'll be less aches and pains. There'll be less digestive upsets. There's going to be less throat issues. You'll begin to find that the achy joints and the soreness and the stiffness of the muscles will begin to alleviate. So what we want you to see is that we are slowing down our chaos and our turmoil so that the human body can be more in balance and in fluidity with the energetic frequency that has been emitted upon the earth. We want you to understand that the nations around the world will continue to fight amongst themselves. The power struggle is still real. We want you to understand that those that are in power will continue to fight for what they feel is right, or for the best either of them, for themselves or for others. But what we want you to understand is that each individual that walks upon the earth has the ability to stand solid in who they are. April is a month where you can allow yourself to become more settled in who you are and what you're becoming. This is a time period where the physical body's physical frequency is becoming more in tune with the energetic frequency. And so what we want you to see is that over the next 12 months, the individuals that walk upon the earth will find themselves becoming more in harmony, seeing things with eyes that are softer. You'll find that the ability to see into one's soul or existence will become more prominent. The ability to transfer telepathic messages will begin to become more present. But what we want you to see and understand is that over the next 12 months, these specific things will become put more in play. In the month of April, it is the recognition specifically that the human must understand is to allow things to settle. Disperse of all old energy that is no longer needed, that is causing one to be held down. And what we want you to see is that this will be an excellent month for clearing of old karmic energies, such as past life energies that are more of the heavy nature, more controlling, more fear-based, more anxious, those types of things. Any belief systems that were embedded upon the person that were created as a child will have the opportunity to be removed in the month of April specifically. We also want you to understand the more that the individual chooses to follow the path of love and compassion, the more that it will arise around them and within them. We also want you to understand that the fluid motion of the Earth's rotation and the gravitational pull will help to alleviate the pain and suffering of others. We also want you to recognize that the energetic component that has been placed upon the earth is taking place. It's what I'm seeing is that the energy that has been coming to the earth for the last 13 years is more in place. Now it's more settled. It is more embedded than what it's ever been. And this is what we want you to recognize, that each human that walks upon the earth has the opportunity to let go of what no longer serves them. If they choose to do so, they will recognize that this transition will be fast and rapid. Any individual that wishes to let go of the old past energy that is holding them down will recognize that the energy is dissipating almost the second. It's like just snapping your fingers. The second that it comes into your mind and you recognize that this is an old pattern, it's going to dissipate. It will happen at a rapid rate, and it will happen frequently. So what we want you to know is that this is the time, once again, that humans are getting embedded and holding more into the truth of who they are as spiritual beings than what they've done in the past. We also want you to recognize that the understanding of what love is growing. We want you to see that the human nature and humans as they were meant to be are coming more in the forefront than what they've been in the past. You'll see that within the next 30 to 60 days, there'll be an evolution of mind consciousness that is creating more curiosity and more understanding with individuals that walk upon the earth than there ever has been. And this is what we want you to see. We also want you to recognize that this may not be the same for every human being, but it will be a repeated pattern for all in an amount of time, meaning that the individuals that are selected to move through this energy pattern first, and the way that I've always seen it is my guides call us the first wavers. the first wave of individuals that are accepting this energy and shifting into this higher vibrational frequency, now is the time that we're going to really, really, really start recognizing that we're getting it. We're understanding what's happening around us. We're understanding what's within us. We're going to have these telepathic messages that we're going to start becoming more aware of. We're recognizing that we're rising above the heavy, dense energy that is anxiousness and fear, chaos, and recognizing that we're standing on a different level of energy that's pulling us up above the chaos. And so what we want you to see is that those that are doing their work will see the results. April is a month for full transition and integration of the energy pattern that is meant for that specific human to stay fluid within. So what we want you to recognize is that there are going to be many aha moments, meaning that, oh my God, did that just happen? Okay, this is interesting. But what we want you to see is, once again, this may not be for all, but it will definitely be more present in those that have chosen to step above the lower level of consciousness and rise to a place of love and peace. What you'll begin to find is that as the integration of the April time frame and the April energy is implemented, you'll begin to recognize that within the next 6 months, more and more individuals will stand in the truth of the fifth dimensional power and not revert or reverse back to the heavy 3D energy. This will not be possible. What you'll begin to recognize is the evolution of mankind will become more visible, more palpable, I can't say the word palpable, or you can feel it, and then you're going to be living it. So what we want you to see is that when you enter the month of April, allow all energy to be let go of that is holding you back in fear, negativity, or anxiousness. But what we also want you to recognize is that not only are you letting go of this old energy, you're allowing the new higher vibrational frequency to move through you with grace and ease. And this is taking you forward. Don't have fear. Allow the integration process to happen and recognize that this is a new adventure for the human beings, but they will do well. The humans have implemented they're calling it a strike force of angels and support team. And what individuals who have gifts of seeing far beyond the human realm will begin to recognize that there will be more and more angels that are walking upon the earth and hovering over in order to help the humans to transfer and transform. The brigade is coming. And April is the month that this will begin, and you will see more and more of the love light energy that surrounds you in a way that you haven't ever seen before. And this is how we want to end this conversation, ending on the point of love, compassion, and caring for one another. We ask all of you to recognize that the shift is occurring and truly look within and see what you're holding on to and that is no longer needed. Are thoughts and patterns and beliefs causing you pain and dismay, or are they lifting you up and creating more happiness and joy? As you move into the location of joy, you'll begin to recognize that it will be easier and easier to let go of what causes you pain. You will find that you have less desire to control your environment and simply be who you are. And this is what the desired effect is. April is a significant month for many, and we wish that you all understand and know that although this is a transition that will be apparent to some, it will be meant for all. And this is what we want you to know today. Okay, so what they're saying basically is that over the last 6 months, like from September up to this point, the end of February or the end of March, there's been a whole lot of really strong, powerful energy that's been affecting us and kind of creating a lot of chaos and turmoil within us. And if we are doing our work, if we are letting go of these old belief systems, these old energy patterns, things that we've brought in from past lives that are causing us pain and suffering, or situations or experiences that we had as a child in this particular lifetime, or from a child growing up to an adult, these things are going to start really coming up to the surface even more to be broken down. It's like once we begin to start recognizing that something's feeling uncomfortable, something needs to change, that's time that you start doing your work and let the energy go. Once we start letting these cycles go, these cycles of energy go, then we start integrating more with these high influxes of this beautiful high love frequency of energy. And it's going to start filling our bodies more than what it has been, because we're letting more of this stuff go. So our light body is becoming more whole and fluid in the physical form than what it's been in the past. And they're saying, this is what we want you to know. But what we also want you to understand is that every human is doing well. Every human that walks upon the earth is exactly as they are meant to be. You simply have to have the mind and the consciousness to step away from the fear to create the change that is needed, and it's this simple. So again, the other step from making it to the end of March, moving into April, for those of us that have been letting go of these old energy patterns, and even if you haven't started working on that, or what's coming to you, even if it's a little bit at a time, you're going to start recognizing that more and more of this old heavy energy is going to be leaving through April, and more of this heavy, or this beautiful love light energy is going to come in. We're going to start recognizing that the vibration of our body, the aches and the pains and the symptoms that we've been experiencing with this high vibrational energy is going to become less, because we're becoming more integrated with this higher frequency. It's not going to affect us. Our bodies are acclimating to it. And also what's happening is that we're going to start recognizing that our gifts are changing, that we're going to become more aware of how intuitive we might be, or that I'm receiving some kind of a thought or an idea of somebody, and then you're going to start having conversations, and you're going to recognize that the telepathy is going to start increasing. Now, again, that takes a little bit of time to master. They're saying, but what we do want you to recognize is that the wiring is being exposed to commute on a different level or frequency than what it's been in the past, which is opening us up to these telepathic abilities. And they're saying, so what we want you to see is, once again, that you have everything that you need, and you have all of the love and the guidance around you at all times. You simply need to listen, allow the energy to flow through you, and become one with what is. Allow the gifts that you've been given to flourish and come forward in a way that you may not have before. Allow the mind to be settled so that you can receive the gifts and fully implement them in the way that is needed for you. Understand that you have the power to shift. It's simply the control of the mind that must be separated from the physical energy of the body. And you'll begin to recognize that April is going to be an interesting month for growth, love, and compassion. And this is what April's about. So anyway, I hope that made sense to you guys. I'm kind of excited about April, because, all of the work that all of us, I mean, especially the first wave of us, have been doing for years, is really going to become more present. And we're going to recognize that it's not just me, that there are so many people out there that are right here in this transition, and we're doing this together. But not only that, we have our team of angels that are surrounding us, and all of our other guides that are helping us to transition through this. We just simply need to ask for the guidance and the help. It's really that simple. If you get lost and confused, ask for guidance. Hey, angels. Hey, guys. I need help. Give me some direction and show me which path or which way I need to go, and learn to listen. That's the most important thing, is learning to listen. And so cherish April. It's going to seem pretty crazy on the surface, but this is the time to go inward and work on yourself and see how you can shift and change to the love and the consciousness of all things. And that's what April's going to be about. If any of you guys are interested in having a personal one-on-one session, I would love to chat with you. You can jump over to the description in this video and you'll see how to book a session with me. I would be grateful to talk to every one of you. It's a gift to see where everybody is and how everybody's growing. It's the gift to me. And I honor every opportunity that I have to share the words of the masters. So I hope to see you in the future in a one-on-one session, a private session, and that all of you guys really keep your feet in the ground, stay grounded, and you're going to have a lovely April when you get through all of the dust. It's coming. So thank you guys again for joining me, and I hope to see you next month.